You have probably seen images of Shiva dancing. One leg raised, arms spread, a ring of fire behind him. It is called the Nataraja, and it is one of the most reproduced images in all of Indian art. There is a giant statue of it at CERN, the European Particle Physics Laboratory. Scientists put it there because they understood something that most people do not. That dance is not a performance. It is the operating system of the universe, and when it stops, everything stops. Forever. This is the story of Shiva's Tandava, and it is the most scientifically prophetic myth in human civilization. Let us start with what the Tandava actually is. In Hindu cosmology, the universe does not exist in a straight line from beginning to end. There is no single creation event and no single apocalypse. The universe cycles. It is born, it lives, it dies, and it is born again, over and over, for eternity. Each cycle has 4 yugas, 4 ages that progress from golden to dark, from truth to corruption. And at the end of each grand cycle, when the last yuga has run its course, the universe must be dissolved so it can be recreated. That dissolution is the Tandava. Shiva begins to dance. And his dance is not metaphorical. In the framework of Hindu cosmology, the physical vibrations generated by Shiva's dance are literally the mechanism by which matter is disassembled. Every atom, every molecule, every star, every galaxy is vibrated apart by the rhythm of his feet. Modern physics has a parallel concept. At the quantum level, all matter is essentially vibration. Particles are not little balls of stuff. They are excitations in quantum fields, standing waves in the fabric of reality. The idea that the universe is fundamentally made of vibration and that it could be unmade by the right vibration is not primitive superstition. It is remarkably consistent with what physicists have discovered in the last 100 years. That is why there is a Nataraja at CERN. Now let us talk about the iconography, because every single element of the Nataraja statue encodes a specific cosmological concept. Shiva stands on one leg. Beneath his right foot is a small figure, a dwarf demon called Apasmara. Apasmara represents avidya, ignorance. Shiva is crushing ignorance beneath his foot. But here is the crucial detail. He is not killing Apasmara. Apasmara can never die. If ignorance were completely destroyed, there would be no contrast with knowledge, no light without dark, no wisdom without folly. Shiva keeps Apasmara alive but suppressed, permanently beneath his foot, permanently under control but never eliminated. In his upper right hand, Shiva holds a damaru, a small hourglass-shaped drum. This represents nada, the primordial sound of creation. The beat of the damaru is the first vibration, the original frequency from which all of existence emerges. Creation begins with sound. In his upper left hand, he holds Agni, fire. This represents the force of destruction. So in one image, in one being, creation and destruction are held simultaneously. The drum creates, the fire destroys, and both are happening at the same time. Because in Hindu cosmology, creation and destruction are not sequential. They are simultaneous. Every moment, the universe is being created and destroyed at the same time. Every cell in your body is being born and dying right now. The dance of creation and destruction is not a future event. It is the present moment. His lower right hand is raised in Abhaya Mudra, the gesture that means, do not be afraid. This is Shiva in the middle of destroying the universe, and he is telling you not to worry. Because destruction is not the end, it is a transition, a necessary clearing for the next cycle of creation. His lower left hand points down toward his raised left foot, which represents anugraha, grace and liberation. The raised foot symbolizes release from the cycle of birth and death. It is the promise that there is an exit, that the dance, while eternal, does not have to trap you. You can step off the wheel. The ring of fire behind him, called Prabha Mandala, represents samsara, the endless cycle of existence. The fire is time itself, consuming everything that exists, and Shiva dances within it, not outside it, not above it, within it. God is not separate from the cycle. God is the cycle. Now, there are different types of Tandava. The one most people think of is the Rudra Tandava, the fierce dance of destruction that dissolves the universe. But there is also the Ananda Tandava, the dance of bliss. This is the dance Shiva performs not to destroy, but to create. Every evening at the temple of Chidambaram in Tamil Nadu, priests perform a ceremony that symbolizes the Ananda Tandava. They believe that Shiva is dancing there, right now, in the golden hall of Chidambaram, and that his dance is what keeps the universe in existence at this very moment. If he stops, if his foot pauses for even one beat, the laws of physics cease to function. Gravity stops. Light stops. Atoms come apart. Not in a dramatic explosion, in a quiet cessation, like a song ending, like a heartbeat stopping. Just silence. There is a beautiful concept in Shiva Siddhanta philosophy called spanda, the divine throb or pulse. It says that consciousness itself is not static. It pulses, it vibrates, it dances. Your awareness, the fact that you are conscious right now reading these words, is a form of Shiva's dance. Consciousness vibrating, experiencing itself. When the mystics say Shiva is dancing, they do not mean a god is somewhere moving his body. They mean that the very fabric of reality is rhythmic, pulsating, alive. That existence itself is a dance. And you are not watching the dance, you are the dance. You are Shiva's foot hitting the ground. You are the beat of the Damaru. You are the fire and the grace and the ignorance being crushed and the liberation being offered, all at the same time, all in this moment. The Tandava is not something that will happen someday. It is happening now. It has always been happening. And the only question is whether you are conscious of the rhythm or deaf to it.